Welcome to the BNI Blast on Blab. If you're listening to this in the replay, retweet and share this with your followers and fellow BNI and business networking colleagues. We always like to start off with a little definition of what is Business Networking International, because we're calling this the BNI Blast on Blab. And so BNI is an acronym for Business Networking International. BNI is the largest business networking organization in the world with over 180,000 members. Last year alone, BNI generated 6.6 million referrals, resulting in $8.6 billion worth of business to our members. Small fraction of that. BNI offers members the opportunity to share ideas, contacts, but most importantly, business referrals. So at this point, if you're just tuning in, I would ask you to tell a little bird or tell your friends. Click on that little button that says "Tweets it out." And I'll have my co-host, Philip Day of Philip Day Communications, introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Philip Day, and I have been with BNI for just a little over 14 months now. Actually, no, excuse me. I'm going up on 2 years in January. Gosh, it's been that long. Anyway, I run Philip Day Communications. I'm a copywriter. I am a web developer. I also do social media, voiceovers, and project management. So, and also I've just finished a screenplay, which I hope to sell to somebody in the near future. Like I said, I've been with Business Networking International for almost 2 years, and really enjoy it.
What's the name of your chapter there in Charlottesville?
Who's Who? HOOSHOO, of course.
There you go.
So,
very good.
UVA.
Well, our guest for today, thanks, Karen Goodman, for joining us, for telling a little bird. Yeah. Our guest today is Vince DeCarlo of Contemporaries. Contemporaries is a woman-owned staffing company based in Silver Spring, Maryland. He's also a member of my business networking group. Vince, why don't you fill in the gaps for that? Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then something personal about yourself that people might be interested to know.
Yeah, of course. Well, Brian, thank you for having me. Philip, it's great to be here. Like Brian said, I work with Contemporaries. We're a professional staffing firm located over there in Silver Spring, Maryland, which is just right outside the northern part of D.C. We provide office support for both the government and private sectors. And we've been in business for close to 25 years. And of those 25 years, I've been there for nearly 5, almost there. So kind of getting the first round of 5 years under my belt. On the personal side, right now, there's really two things. We're kind of in the middle of football season. Diehard Buffalo Bills fan. Family is originally from Western New York and Buffalo. If you were to look around my room in my home, I got Bills apparel everywhere. And along with that, in Western New York, there's a huge Italian culture and family there. So really, my name is Vincent DeCarlo, but my middle name is Guido. So I'm Vincent Guido DeCarlo, and very proud of it.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you talked about football because I'm wearing my Barons.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw it.
My son was captain of the football team this year.
Very good.
That's great. Yep.
Well, let's not talk about football because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and it's been a miserable year.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do apologize.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Well, one of the key questions, which is the title of this blab, is what kind of clients are you looking for? So I think we can all answer that question, but of course, Vince, what is your best kind of client? What's the best kind of referral someone could give you?
Sure. So like I had mentioned, we operate in two different sectors, which is the government and the private sectors. Being in the DC metro area, there are a plethora of government agencies and the contracts and the types of schedules that Contemporaries has allows us to bid on certain proposals to work and staff for the government. Primarily, a lot of the institutes that we're working with are National Institutes of Health, or NIH, Department of Health and Human Services, as well as Department of Transportation, Department of Energy. So those are just a few of them that we're working with. Referrals and clients that I typically like to meet are just anybody within the government. If you're a federal employee, I'm able to have those types of conversations that can somewhat lead down to a road where I could have a conversation with an individual that would understand the contracting side of things. And then towards the private side, it's a little bit different. Right now, as we're getting towards the end of the year, trying to gear up for 2016, people are starting to plan. They're starting to put together budgets and things like that. Businesses are, people are in business to grow. And if they have any real plan to grow in 2016, providing supplemental staff is a key part of that. And they might not be ready now, but if they're growing throughout 2016, they might need to bring on staff. And if they're part of that growth, chances are they're going to be pretty busy. And without without the proper resources and the experience, it could take you a while. And if it is taking you a while, that's costing you some money and it's affecting your bottom line. So on the private side of things, kind of just to sum that up, I'm looking to really just meet with individuals right now. I'm working with a couple of them to really start to gear up for 2016 and be that resource for them so that we are strategically implementing staff throughout the year as they're continuing to grow throughout 2016.
Excellent. A follow-up question. Go ahead, Philip. You have a question?
Well, I was just going to ask about staffing.
Sure.
When you look at the economy up in that area, are there a lot of candidates, or is it difficult to staff sometimes? I mean, certain areas of the country are growing, and certainly the Beltway has grown a lot. Mm-hmm. But what are your challenges when you're staffing?
Yeah, so you bring up a really great point. Right now the unemployment rate has been the lowest it's been in a long time. Right now it's at 5%. It's great for the U.S. economy. Mm-hmm. Just in October alone, 271,000 individuals went back to work. It's outstanding. So you bring up a great point. There are some challenges along the way. However, we are doing a constant enrollment. Constantly bringing in individuals. We've been in business for 25 years. So a lot of the times we are using a referral-based system where people hear about Contemporaries and then they want to kind of get involved in the types of things we're trying to build on. And the way we really just go about it is making those connections, trying to do a full screen when they do come in. So that we're kind of just making sure that we know it and know all of the individuals that are coming in. And it's just an ongoing process, continuing to make those connections, because at the end of the day, if we're going to send people out in the field, that we want to make sure that they're actually doing well. And to that point, on the government side, and even if we're providing temporary staff in general, you have to, one of the things is that you recognize that it's 3-month, 6-month terms. And so kind of there's some turnover where we're using individuals. So it's not like we're just one person will work for 3 months and then we forget about them. Chances are that they're going to do well, or we're vetting these people. And if they do happen to do well on an assignment for 3 months, 6 months, possibly even up to a year, then those are the types of strategies that we're using to kind of continue to grow and keep people working.
I see. Okay.
All three of us here are members of, professional networking is BNI. What other types of professional networking have you done?
Is that for myself? I'm sorry, I missed the end of that one.
Yeah. What types of other professional networking have you done and you feel has beneficial?
Yeah, so what I found was it's a unique opportunity for the industry that I'm in, and if you're familiar with BNI, then you know that there's only one individual allowed to represent that specific industry. And if you go to visit other chapters, if there's another person in your industry, then you can go, but chances are you might not be allowed to speak about your company. Great thing for myself in my industry is that there are virtually no staffing firms represented in a large part of BNI. So I have an opportunity to go and visit other chapters and speak on my company's behalf and trying just to inform them that there is a resource out there. A lot of people just aren't educated on the staffing firm in general. So BNI is a huge source outside of my group that I'm currently in. I use BNI. And then I also want to mention, just on a local level, we've been in Silver Spring for 25 years. And so what that means is that, in Silver Spring, there's a Chamber of Commerce. We're also just not too far from us, over where Brian lives, in Bethesda, which is just right outside the city. There's Bethesda Chevy Chase Chamber of Commerce. So we're heavily involved in the chambers, working in several different levels. I'm involved in a young professionals group. We have the president of our company is a board member for the Bethesda Chevy Chase Chamber. And we're staying involved and we're staying active in that environment because we know that connecting with different companies and again educating them on the staffing industry it goes a long way, and that's something that's proved fruitful for our company as of late, and something we're going to continue to keep working on.
Very good. I found visiting other chapters beneficial myself. I happen to be the technology coordinator for all of Central Maryland, so I have the opportunity to kind of check in with all the different chapters state because of that role. Even though web designers are like a dime a dozen in these business networking groups, I've actually formed collaborations with other web designers. So we're really competitors in a lot of ways. But
Sure.
But probably like with anything, I bet it's the same with staffing firms that you have your kind of specialty. You have certain kinds of businesses that you're really specialized in working with.
Right.
As a webmaster, I have kind of my niche. I have a very, very strong SEO component to my web design, and so a lot of web designers don't do SEO, and so they work. So those other BNI folks, web designers in those chapters, work with me. And so the nice thing about this BNI network is it's kind of instant trust, and it kind of gives you some instant trust and credibility to go to these other chapters because they know what you've been through. They know you've been through kind of a vetting process. With these other chapters, because if you stick around long enough, you know that you're giving and receiving referrals.
Brian, unfortunately, your audio is blipping in and out on us. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That's a little. Yeah, go ahead and keep talking. We're listening.
Thank you. So I was just saying that being involved in these different BNI chapters really creates some instant credibility to network with other people in those chapters. Sure. And what Vince is doing is a fantastic idea. He's lucky he doesn't have a lot of competition. He goes to those other chapters.
The more the competition that we're seeing is a larger scale. So if you're a staffing firm in the DC area, you have large, really multi-billion-dollar companies that we essentially would be competing with. However, we're much different in the fact of a larger company. We're giving special attention to the clients. We're not going to just staff an individual in your office and then forget about you. That's what larger companies do because they're not out in the field working. They don't have anybody out there going and shaking hands and really learning how your company operates and how it makes money. You're not getting that attention, and that's something that on a small business side that we're able to provide. So.
The last question, and then we're also taking questions from anybody who's kind of chiming in, anybody who's kind of on the conference call, I guess, on the lab. Questions of this or of us about or just
Brian, we're losing you again, man. We're losing you.
Okay. Just 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Yeah. Okay, that's better. Okay, we got you.
Yeah, it's a little hard to hear you, Brian.
Still hard to hear me?
It can hear you when you do that.
Okay. I'll just put it inside of my mouth. And,
yeah.
So another question for you, Vince. What's one of the biggest challenges you've overcome? You feel like you've overcome as a business?
Well, I think in staffing, it's really a two-part process. It's going out and meeting the individuals, being in front of the decision makers, the business owners, or the HR managers, and for the first challenge is then to build that relationship, because essentially you're coming in and you're trying to tell someone how to do something. You're trying to learn their business, but not too many people want to let them inside your circle. So you got to build that relationship enough for them to trust you to kind of come in and learn how they go about running their daily operations, and then to a point where they want to use you as a resource. That's one challenge, right? So you're getting in them to trust you enough to want to be able to staff for their company. It's how they grow. It's how they make money, and it's how they're going to provide for themselves. The second challenge is, on a recruiting side, making that connection between the employer and the employee. So I may be able to go in and make the initial relationship and build the initial relationship with that business owner or decision maker. And then the second part of that is finding the right candidate, the right employee that's going to mesh well with that office. So it's really a two-step process. And, it's a challenge that I like to take on. It's something why I enjoy being in the staffing industry. And it is something that I continue to want to do and try to thrive in. And so that's a great question. And I've always thought of that the staffing industry in general as a two-step process. Once kind of getting into that office and showing the confidence that we can staff for them, and then two, backing that up. So,
Vince, when you look at BNI and the time that you've been there now, what do you say you've benefited most from? And I'm not just talking about referrals. That's part of it. But if you look back on your time there so far, what's been great for you?
Sure. Well, I was actually just thinking about this earlier this week. We get around and we have a couple of meetings where we kind of get to discuss things. So, one of the things, before coming into BNI, I never really had the opportunity to continually on a weekly basis stand up in front of a group of 30, 40 plus people and really just talk about Contemporaries, talk about our business and what we're doing. And BNI, if anything, has taught me the practice of changing up how you're approaching individuals, because it's not the same for one person. And so just talking in front of individuals on a regular basis. And then, and I can tell you how that translated, because I'm a part of another construction association where we staff for construction firms, not in the labor side, but in their offices. But, I was pulled on the spot as a membership chair. And I had to walk up in front of a group of 150 people with a microphone, and I never used a microphone before, and had to talk about the membership committee and what we're doing and the benefits of the association that I'm in. And so I think, if anything, BNI has taught me to help perfect exactly what I'm trying to communicate in terms of what Contemporaries is doing. And that's really helped me articulate the things that we're trying to accomplish.
Fantastic. That speak
really
component of business networking. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
It is really like an intangible benefit. I'm glad you're on the spot. You're on the spot, and you want to be creative every week. We have a guy in our networking group who's a videographer, James Bonato videography. And he does an amazing job. I think he practices for a couple hours, like before those meetings, about what his 30-second commercial is going to be. Sometimes he involves somebody else as an actor. Remember what he talked about? What he said this week? What his little spiel was?
I'm not sure if you remember it. I did have a sub this week. I was not able to make it.
Oh, that's right. You did a good job. Actually, I gave your sub a referral for a heating. Or for his they were asking for a referral. That was from Print One.
Yes, right. Yeah, Print One. Yep. No, I've known Lawrence for a long time, so he's great.
I gave him a referral for a refrigerator or washer dryer repair, like appliance repair.
He made my business card.
Very good.
Nice. Wait, I'm not sure I caught that, Vince. What was that again? Now the card.
Nice brand. Hold it really.
There you go.
Nice picture.
Yeah, hold it still.
Perfect.
There you go. Thank you.
It's not a focus, but
it's a little out of focus.
Yeah, but
it reminds me of a nice
Oh man, I don't have my card right with me at the moment.
Yeah.
Darn it. There.
All right. Well, we're about coming to the end of our time. Is anybody in the our mini audience have any questions of Vince or ourselves?
Ask now.
Feel free to ask.
Ask now, forever hold your peace.
That's right. Devon, Karen, and Karen.
Also, just a little FYI, the way you can ask official questions in a Blab broadcast is you type in the message area, you do /Q, and then you type your question. And then it comes up looking like this. It has a Q next to it. See that?
Gotcha. There it is. All right. Yep.
So Devon says hi. That's his question.
Great.
Hello, Devon.
Actually, I think I remember where I met Devon. I think wasn't I in like Lydia's Meerkat broadcast? Isn't that how I met you? I was doing a Blab broadcast. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The meetup group.
Brian knows everybody.
He does.
I never talked to that guy, but I recognize his profile picture anywhere because it's that black and white.
Everybody in the Beltway, man. Beltway in Wisconsin and Philadelphia. He knows everybody in those 3 locations.
So Lydia is like one of the top 12 influencers on Meerkat. I think I mentioned that.
Hey, and Brian, just to let you know, I know I haven't seen you, but I just wanted to let you know that Tanya Miller and I have had an opportunity to connect, and we followed up, and we are very, very close. We're in the beginning stages, but we're very, very close to actually being able to help each other and pass the business. So if something comes from that, obviously count that as a referral your way.
Nice, fantastic. Good deal.
There you go.
Oh, and we need to tell the audience that if they like what we're saying, just hit those 2 hands right there.
Oh yeah.
We can't do it to myself, but I can hit
People.
there and I can hit there.
I'm winning. I'm winning right now. Look at you.
Oh, there I am. Oh, wait a minute. I hit the wrong. Okay, hold on.
Off around there.
I don't know what happened to my face.
I think you flipped your camera there.
I must have.
Yep, you're looking the other way.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Ending like been started.
What's that? Oh, I know. But I fixed it. I was able to fix it. I was happy I was able to find that little camera. It's up in the browser, just to let you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Any other questions? You guys got questions on staffing, employment, anything, BNI?
No, I think we're good. While I'm still trying to figure out how to get my video back here.
I'm gonna go out and then you can come back in.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Of course.
You just got kicked. He wants to come in right away. Darn it.
He's coming back.
Hey, there I am.
You need to change your little profile icon from an egg. That makes you.
I know. I've got to do that. I'm on my iPad and I just haven't loaded it yet.
Yeah, just upload one from there.
Oh man, we've got another visitor, but we're just about done. Shucks.
He can hear our outro.
That's right.
So
Vince, tell us one more time your name, your company, your phone number, your website address, if you would, please.
Yeah, sure. Again, my name is Vincent DeCarlo. I work with Contemporaries, woman-owned staffing firm located right outside of D.C. in downtown Silver Spring, Maryland. You could reach me. Our office number is 301-565-0445. And if you wanted to reach me via email, I'll type this up here. It is vince@contemps.com. There you go. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'll be able to help you out if you have anything in terms of bringing on some supplemental staff. There's a lot of things going on out there right now. It's a very very interesting market. Like we were talking about, the unemployment rate being as low as it is. People are always looking for strategic ways to go about bringing on some extra folks. So feel free to reach out, and I'll be happy to help.
Very good.
Great.
So, just a little closing to the show, to this broadcast, is we do this BNI Blast on Blab, we call it, every Thursday night. We're going to skip this coming Thursday because of obvious reasons.
Thanksgiving. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
We'll be back in business after that. We've got probably another 6 people lined up already to get online.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy to come back. Just let me know.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a quick Snapchat.
All right.
There we go. Hey, everybody. Very good.